Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful Chinese New Year with your family, friends, students, however you celebrated, if you celebrated. So, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to make a quick video about what do you do when your upper level students can't, don't, or won't read. Okay, so I want to start off with a disclaimer here saying that this does not work for every student and every family. This is an approach that I took with the students that I had had a lot of classes with, and I was very familiar with their family dynamic and what their parents wanted in class. So if you have a student whose parents are very keen on reading every word and they want to focus more on reading, do not, I repeat, do not use this approach. Don't do it. You mustn't use this approach if you have a student whose parents want to focus on reading. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about my student who is level 4, unit 10. And we all know this is the technology unit. So, Jay and I have had about 125 classes. Let me start off by saying that. About class 50 or 60, he was really struggling to get through the reading. So, I asked him, why don't you read? Now, before I asked this, I made sure he was looking at me making eye contact. It's important. I want to make sure that we are on the same page here. Okay? So he didn't say anything. He just kind of like, oh my gosh, my teacher figured it out. I can read. What am I going to do? Okay, so I gave him a few seconds because we're both uncomfortable at this point. And I asked him, when you read, do you get nervous or scared? Is that why you don't like to read? And it took him a little while, and he finally said, yeah, yeah. Okay, Jay, guess what? I'm here to help you, okay? You don't have to be nervous or scared or anything in my class because I'm here to help you. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. No big deal. So after we had that conversation, he understood that I wasn't there to make him read. I was there to help him learn. So now in class, what do I do instead of having him read those big readers in upper level 4 and level 5? What I do is I will pick out some very simple sentences if it's a big reader, and I will read the rest. But while I'm reading, I make sure to read dynamically. I focus on my intonation, I focus on my TPR so that he has something to listen to and to watch to understand what we're reading. Another thing that I'll do, especially for assessments, is I will create comprehension question cheat sheets. So because he did not read the whole reader in his last assessment perfectly okay, this is my student, this is the relationship we have, I made some comprehension questions where he could fill in the blank or choose the correct answer. So the first question on there was, when was the first computer invented? I turned that into a fill in the blank. The second question was, in 1946, a newer computer that was built, or something like that. So I gave him a couple adjectives to choose from, to choose the correct ones, and he did. Now, he could not read the paragraphs in the slides, but he was able to read this and figure out the answers, okay? Another thing that I'll do is I will take the vocabulary words that I know he's struggling with, and I will put them on a little cheat sheet. Now, he was able to remember that it needs no help, meaning it was auto, but the full word automatic, he had trouble remembering. So that's why I wrote it up here. Also, gadget. This is one that I don't even think I use a lot in English. So teaching it was really odd for me because we always name our electronics by the names. So he was able to name all of the electronics: iPhone, iPad, Nintendo Switch, laptop, okay? And he knew it was a small electronic device, but he wasn't able to remember the word gadget. So I picked the 2 words that he struggled with most and put them on a little cheat sheet for him. Another thing that I will do with these students who struggle with reading is, instead of having them read the vocabulary words, the definition in those example sentences, I will say the word and circle a picture, and then I'll start talking about it. I don't ask him what it is. We'll talk about it first. Use conversation to learn these words. And that's a great thing because you're not tied down by the slides in the curriculum. You're able to talk to the student about the things that they know, and you're able to see what they know, and you're able to share more information about those things. Using conversation to introduce vocabulary words is a great way to build rapport with that student, but also ensure that they are comprehending and understanding those new vocabulary words. So that's how I do with level 4. What I do in level 3, we all know that first dreaded unit, is I have this cheat sheet, which has been so helpful. It lists all the months with the numbers, but then it also has the ordinal numbers written in both word form and standard form, which is really important because I can hold it like this and show them each individual one. I can put pieces of paper to cover, so it's just 3, what month comes before, after. And then for the days of the week one, I have this one, not as colorful, but I am able to write before and after. So I have a lot of students that have struggled with reading, and I use a lot of these cheat sheets instead of things that are on the slides because I want the student paying attention to me. I want them to learn the things that are on the slide, but first I need them to pay attention to me. I need to know that they are understanding, and I can't do that if they're looking away, if I'm only seeing their forehead, things like that. So if I'm pulling out props that are next to me, the student will have to look at me because they need to see what I'm showing them, right? So that's the most important thing when you're dealing with struggling readers, is making sure you have their attention before you start using these tactics. Now, I need to say this again. This does not work with every student, every family, okay? If you know your student and their parents are very, very focused on reading, do not use this. But if you have a family who's a little bit more lax and wants the student to actually engage in free talk and conversation and talk about other things, absolutely use this approach. This has been so great for Jay. I have never seen him more excited to be in class and speak in English. And that says a lot because he does not have anyone around him that speaks English. Everybody speaks Chinese. So the fact that he comes to class and wants to speak English with me shows me that he is learning and he is understanding this material. So if you guys have any questions about my cheat sheets, if you need any tips, if you just want to bounce ideas off of someone with the upper levels, let me know. I do teach levels 1 through 6 and a lot of supplementaries as well. I don't have any level 7s. So sorry, I can't help you with that. I also do the writing class that I do cheat sheets on my whiteboards for that too with the sentence structures. If you want to see any of that, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that this helps you with some of your struggling students. Have a great day teaching, and I will see you guys later in the week.